All right, let's start. All right, so as you know, we've got a to-do list. We're going to get some shit out of the way so that we can have fun. Am I in the camera? Do I need to move? All right, so first things first. We are rated R, which means you can swear, stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. But we do have a code of conduct, and we're really serious about following the code of conduct. Brandon, anything to add to that? Don't be a dick. All right, you can read the code of conduct here. If you have any questions, you can talk to... We're very staticky. Is that normal? All right, we'll just keep going. You can talk to any of the board here. You can reach us at admins@SecDSM or on Discord, or you can just come talk to us, stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. All right, so the shitty part of the to-do list is done, so now we can have fun. So here's our agenda for tonight. We're in the 101 right now. We started, I think, on time for once, which is kind of cool. Once this is done, we're going to have a sweet, sweet networking 101 talk, which is not about making friends, is what I found out. Because I originally thought it was like meet friends and network with people. But it's not that type of networking. It's the type of networking that we all like. And then after that, it's just going to be more of that other kind of networking until they kick us out at like 9 or 10 o'clock. All right, so the most important thing on here is probably the bathrooms. So if you've never been here before, there's bathrooms in this hallway, and then there's bathrooms out by the sponsor table. Also, go talk to the sponsors table. Our sponsor is ISSA, and I forgot I was supposed to ask them if there was anything they wanted me to say, and I didn't. Yeah. I know, among other things, they've got some like goodies, and I think that SecDSM is sponsoring some ISSA memberships or something like that. So new signups. So if you've never been a member of ISSA before, they're trying to get things back going after COVID kind of ruined everything for a lot of groups. I don't know what else you want to say.
I'm good.
All right, he's good. So if you've never been a member, it's cool. It's a neat organization. They used to, and I think they're trying to start again, meet monthly. There's like lunch provided and stuff like that. Other cool stuff.
Yep.
I've always been a member, so you should too.
There's no reason for you to not sign up tonight.
And then also the pizza. There's lots and lots of pizza because people kept complaining we were running out of pizza. So everybody here needs to eat like 6 slices. Thanks.
Wanted us to know that they're here.
Oh, okay. Done. Mission accomplished.
All right, you cover this one.
Challenge ideas, not people.
How did you say it the other day? I really like that.
What day?
I could say...
Like every other time
I
that
could
I've
say,
been?
fuck that, Brandon, but not fuck you, Brandon.
Yeah, I like that. That's actually perfect. The
right.
way I embody this is that anyone that's here, I can have a disagreement with, but it doesn't mean that I don't like you, you know? Like, we can be civil about things, and disagreements can lead to a better mutual understanding. That's cool.
Sweet. All right. Thank you to our volunteers. They're around. One of them might be right there.
I do want to say, like, I don't know, just a special thank you to our volunteers. I noticed some people that I hadn't seen helping out before, and when I got here, 5:40, all the chairs were done, and that was amazing. Thank you for helping out. But also, don't come early unless you want to help.
All right. Colin, do you want to talk about the bar?
So no tab tonight. Tab or not, though, you should be tipping. You should be patient. Don't overdrink. They will cut you off. We've asked them to. I don't know if I missed anything outside of that, but that kind of leads into Uber vouchers. I was hoping that was next. If you do overdrink, remember, SecDSM is a large Des Moines community. You may be around people you will work with in the future. Don't make a fool of yourself. Take an Uber. Don't drive drunk. You can, the voucher gets you home and then back to your car tomorrow, and it's effective until 3 p.m. Used to be noon, it's 3 p.m. now. Here and Star Bar, which is where we tend to have like an after party. So if you want to go to Star Bar, you get way too drunk there, back and forth from there as well. Transparency report, SecDSM, the space is sponsored by SecDSM and you. Food, SecDSM, we have a lot of extra pizza, like Craig mentioned. There is still a lot of pizza back there, so go get more. Drinks tonight, you in SecDSM, please, once again, tip and be patient, be courteous. Sponsor is ISSA. They're in the back corner. If I wasn't up here for the first part, go say hi. Go sign up for the bottle of bourbon. Go check them out. They're a great organization.
I forgot about the raffle. We didn't mention.
Yes.
Oh, I guess they're raffling
So
something.
you can raffle for a bottle of what is the SecDSM bottle.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Right. Yep. I haven't opened mine, and I refuse to open mine. What? He drank all 3 of his. You should have saved some because I don't want to open mine and I want to try
then
it.
all of our finance stuff's on Open Collective.
Yes, and updated. I should be the one doing that, but he tends to do it instead. Not updated. It will be.
Thank you to our super sponsors. I don't know, what do we call these guys? Community sponsors. So speaking of bottles of whiskey, or it really could be anything. Everybody always does whiskey, which is fine because I like whiskey. But you could do vodka, gin, really anything, I think, technically. But not tequila.
Oh,
you
not
can do agave spirits.
That's it. Yeah.
Or not, more importantly, not you, but your sponsors. So if you have like a vendor, maybe like sealing the deal on something, and you can be like, hey, maybe you would also like to get some SecDSM bottles of some sort of spirit to give away to your customers or something as a thank you. We get venue space from that agreement. So
Sponsors seem to love us, and we love sponsors. So. Keep
So
them
anyway,
coming.
everybody on here has done bottle deals where they get custom labeled bottles of spirits that they've picked out.
You want me to get this?
Sure.
All right, ways you can help. Like Murphy was saying, we need volunteers all the time. Set up and tear down chairs, set up and tear down audio. We need speakers, which he's not a new speaker tonight, but it's your second talk. So we always need speakers. We need CTF writers. We don't have a mini CTF tonight, right?
There is.
Oh, did you do one? All right, we do have a mini CTF, last second. So we always need those. It's already over. So
Has there been another solve? I don't know. We can give a prize away if there's not a solve.
we have prizes to give away if there's not a solve. But we're figuring that out right now. But Cooper's not here tonight.
Cooper doesn't want a prize.
We do have a bunch of prizes.
We have a lot of prizes for many CTFs. And packet squirrel. We're going to give a packet squirrel away to the person who solves it. That is not
The
Cooper.
second place solver.
That is not Cooper.
Yeah, okay. All right. More fun stuff. So some of us go to conferences and stuff. I know I really like to. It's something that Brandon said to me like way forever ago about how, it's really fun to go to lots of conferences, share a room, carpool, do whatever you can to make the conference bucks go as far as you can. So I usually go to a lot. I think I went to like 6 last year. So there's usually people from SecDSM going to conferences. These are some of the ones that have announced dates that are coming up. Wild West is doing a new one in Denver called Wild West Hacking Fest Mile High. That one should be fun. Plane tickets to Denver are like dirt cheap these days, or at least they should be.
I have hotel floor space. I won't offer a bed because Craig has
It's
already
my
taken
bed.
it. So I have floor space, but I can't also fit you on my plane seat either. So you got to figure that out.
Yeah, and I don't think they're ready to announce a date yet, but B-Sides Des Moines will be coming sometime.
June 7th.
Is that officially official? All right, mostly official. You heard it here. June 7th is going to be B-Sides Des Moines.
What's your-
Answer.
If you're looking to participate in B-Sides DSM, get a hold of, I'm sorry, I forget your name. Micah, I should have known that. Micah or anyone else setting it up. James, Craig, Murphy. Don't go to Murphy. Mostly James, mostly Micah because he said it.
All right, Colin, read this part.
Dead ass. I'm not reading this.
All right, you should be on our Discord if you're not. I'm pretty sure the link there does not work, but the QR code does. QR code works. Everything works there. All right, everything here works.
It broke last month, and we fixed it in the middle of the meeting.
Yeah. So join our Discord if you're not already. There's a lot of good conversations, a lot of cool resources. If you have questions about things, people can answer stuff, and stuff like that. All right, are you ready for the news? Because I'm ready to stop talking. Do you want wireless or wired?
Double mic. Wireless. Double mic. Here you go.
I'm not letting pictures on the internet of me holding two microphones. You want this one off? I did. Okay. Howdy, everyone. How's everyone doing? Good? All right, story time. There's enough stuff going on. I threw a bunch of things in here. Russian activity for the month. We had just this week some info come out that Russian hackers are actually hijacking the Turla Group. Turla Group is hijacking Storm 156's emails and infrastructure. They were going out of, I believe, North Korea, and then this activity popped up. And then in the good news, should have potentially been in law enforcement later, the law enforcement section later, but a Russian court finally handed down an unprecedented life sentence. So if you're unaware, Russia has not done essentially crap all for cybercrime or against cybercrime actors inside Russia since before Ukraine. And that looked like a political move, kind of right as to distract from the Ukraine invasion. So it's good to see Russia actually doing something. They arrested the guy that was running the Hydra darknet market and actually gave him a life sentence. And then they arrested 15 of his accomplices, and they got sentences and fines. So that's great news. And then if you didn't see this, I wanted to throw this in here. Not that this is really threat intel, but if you're a Cloudflare user and didn't realize this, Cloudflare took a hit and dropped a bunch of logs. So massive scale, obviously, because as we all know, Cloudflare essentially runs about 80% of the internet through them. So they lost logs. So if you're doing incident response or need to do incident response and it happened to be on something that happened on the day everything went down, which I think was November 14th, if I remember correctly, it's not a good scene. So they actually did a misconfig, AKA sounds like July 19th when CrowdStrike completely shit the bed. They essentially made a system update that sent a blank configuration through, which just dropped all the logs because it looked like there weren't any customers in their system. So luckily they recovered. And then NSO Group, which we all can't stand because they're a commercial spyware vendor. They royally suck. They have claimed for years that the reason they are not culpable for all the spyware crap that happens and all the people's lives they ruin is because they sell software and their customers deploy it. And in the big case that is going on with WhatsApp suing NSO Group has had to come out and admit that they're actually the ones running the system, and customers pretty much give them the targets, and then they run out and install Pegasus and everywhere. So they can go ahead and burn in the fiery pits of you-know-where. And then North Korean activity. What's up? NSO Group is the company that runs Pegasus. What is the difference between NSO Group and Cobalt Strike? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, what's the difference? Well, NSO Group purposely sells commercial spyware, which is used against good people, and has helped things like the potentially the Khashoggi murder and things like that. And Cobalt Strike makes, so you've got red team tools out there, right? Cobalt Strike was stolen, so you could buy a commercial license, but Cobalt Strike has been cracked and abused. So that would be the difference, because I don't think the guys that make Cobalt Strike are being jerks on purpose, and I think NSO Group is. So that's my opinion. And then North Korean activity. So North Korea, as we've seen an uptick in the last year, there's been a lot of reports about this, but here's one of the latest ones, that essentially the North Korean people are obtaining employment, as we talked about before, at companies, sending their wages back to North Korea to help with their weapons of mass destruction and ballistic missile programs. And then the Kimsuki hackers that are out of North Korea, like the earlier Russian story, are actually stealing Russian email addresses for credential theft. So Kimsuki's been sending most of their stuff through China and North Korea and is now stealing Russian addresses. So If you're into fishing, it's a big month for fishing activity from the major APT players. And then to round things out, law enforcement activity for the month. We've all heard of Volt Typhoon, who's hitting critical infrastructure, and now Salt Typhoon is the big news the last couple of weeks. They're hitting telecoms. They're the ones that have been coming out and hitting telecom activity, Verizon, T-Mobile, that type of thing. They actually arrested a U.S. citizen who was from China. That was actually an internal threat and a spy, and got sentenced and was sharing sensitive information, security awareness information out of Verizon and Infosys. And then the Supreme Court decided, if you remember Cambridge Analytica back from the late 2010s and their whole thing, there's a massive lawsuit against Cambridge Analytica and Meta, and that is going to go forward as far as the U.S. Supreme Court is concerned. And then Scattered Spider, a bunch of those guys got sanctioned, 5 of them for upwards of 11 million. I think they arrested 2 of them that are in the U.S. There's another 2 that are still at large, and there's a guy in the U.K. I'm not sure if they've chased down yet. And then in the crazy news, as we discussed on Discord, so if you're not on our Discord, jump in, but the CEO of United Healthcare was essentially assassinated this week, shot down at a conference in New York, and this was the crazy news I found today, that apparently there were words carved into the shell casings that they found at the scene. So this guy walked into a hotel, and the claimed assassin just walked up to him, John Wick style, and just started shooting the guy and cleared around that jammed and everything. It's a crazy story. So if you haven't seen that, as someone pointed out, we were talking about the movie The Accountant this week. It feels exactly like that. All right, that's it for the news. Any other questions? Going once? All right. Yep. Do I think it had anything to do with the military shifting away from United Healthcare? No, but I have a feeling based on, if you notice the words that were carved into the bullets, I don't know if this is a disinformation campaign, but if you're a crazy person who carves deny, defend, and depose into the 9mm shells you shoot somebody with, I assume it's personal. Since United Healthcare, as we talked about, I think last month, finally admitted they lost, 100 million or 150 million out of 300 million U.S. Healthcare information. So I have a feeling it was probably payback, or, they're claiming it's a hit, but it could very well probably just be another crazy person. Let's see. We always like to throw it out there for jobs. So if you have a job opening and you want to come up and introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are, what the job opening is, and what you're looking for as far as skills and tech and that type of thing. Anybody? No? Micah, are you coming up here? Yeah, I mean, you could just, yeah.
Hello, I'm Micah Green. As mentioned earlier, we have a couple of job positions that came open at Principal. A few senior engineer positions, and then two AD positions, assistant director positions for engineering, and that's like software engineering. And then we have, I believe, one or two infrastructure engineer entry level or more entry level positions that we also have open right now. So if you are looking and you either know about cyber and you're advanced in that space, or if you're looking for entry infrastructure network type stuff, which we're going to be talking about in a little bit, come and reach out to me and find me. You can also find me on Discord. I think I am Mike Green, Principal. So just look for Principal in Discord and you should find me.
Sweet. Anybody else? Anybody else got a job opening? Want to fill something right before Christmas? Going once, going twice? All right. Yes. Is anybody new? You guys didn't do that? Is anybody brand new? First meeting? All right. There's stickers up here. There might be some holographic ones left, so come up and get a sticker or two. Slap it on your laptop and represent. And welcome. Thanks for being here. Love having new people every month. So agenda for next month, 101 at 6:30. You'll listen to me drone on about the news after that for a few minutes. And then at 7 o'clock, Jared's going to talk about starting a home lab for under $500. Nice. And if you want to speak, I assume Jared's not planning to talk for 2 hours. So we could take a speaker after that. Jared, yeah, If you don't want to listen to Jared talk for 2.5 hours about his home lab, volunteer and give a talk. All right, we'll take a few minute break and then we'll kick off with the first speaker. Thanks, everybody.